Hi everybody, I'm Genie here to talk to you guys today about how to strengthen your falsetto. We've been talking about strategies to get up into it, but how do you really make it stronger so you can sing those high notes, especially in rock styles or R&B styles or pop styles, with that strong voice. So let's delve a little bit more deeply. First of all, remember, if you're a baritone, which means your speaking voice is low, maybe down here, hey, how's it going? That falsetto may be harder for you because of your anatomy. If you're a tenor and your speaking voice is a little bit higher, or you're used to singing up in here, that exact note with me along in that range, that part of your voice is already well exercised, and so this will be easier. Just remember, like everything, you've got to practice it. And if you're practicing singing those high notes with a lot of strain, like I'm going to force myself through it, it's never going to work. What happens is you guys sing really loudly and strong, usually up to the top of your full voice, right? Especially you rock singers, you want to keep that sound going way up into the high notes. Well, the laws of physics are against that exact approach. So what we're going to do instead is strengthen the transition going into what's anatomically a lighter way of singing, but it still has a lot of presence and a lot of power. You with me? My strategy for you today is to be patient and slow and not force your voice. What you're going to do is strengthen it at a softer volume. What we all do is sing around an area where it's working, and then we skip over the area where it's not working so well. And then you're avoiding the trouble spot and avoiding flexibility and strengthening by doing that. Exercise number 1 is using a chromatic scale instead of a normal major scale. A normal major scale is, right? Instead, my voice, obviously I'm not a guy, but I'm going to sing in my loud lower voice, which is similar to the same anatomy that you'd be using singing at the top of your full voice before you hit that point where you need to transition into falsetto. And remember, falsetto is a thinner, higher way of singing. That was all loud. I didn't lighten it up. If I keep that going, it's going to reach an anatomical limit. That's about it for me without being in the middle of a gig or got really excited. So your voice might have been able to go full voice with me all the way. It may not have. So our strategy though is as we go up, we're going to thin it out. That'll activate your mix voice. That's how you sing that stuff that you really want to do high and loud like your favorite rock star. It's mix. That means it's not completely thinned out like a falsetto, but it's also not your, oh, I'm a guy, full loud voice either. It's a blend of the two. That's why we call it mix. As you go up, thin it out. It's so important. Let go of some of the pressure. Allow these muscles to relax. We're going to go slowly so that you can figure out physically, kinesthetically, what's happening when you do that. Do it with me. Ready? Good breath. And I transitioned back down into the full voice. Doing it like this, you show all the warts. You're not avoiding the icky bits like you can do in a melody. This is why I like chromatics. So practice this exercise, different ranges, different aspects of your voice, slower, maybe a little faster. See how that works for you. So my number 2 tip, sing up here in falsetto. Just use it. Get the muscles more accustomed to singing that way. To find the vowel that's most relaxed for you. Some guys like E or U, some guys like ah. Use the one that is the least tense in here. just for point of reference, I'm singing in my mixed voice. When you're in falsetto, the very high notes up here, it's not mixing anymore. But the rock guys who are really successful at that loud, bright sound you love are using a mixed voice in through here. My next exercise, which is also in my book, which has lots of exercises for you guys. You might want to get yourself a copy. It's called Your Singing Voice. This exercise is a volume swell, so we're going to pick a note that's toward the top of your range, singing it as softly as you can without a lot of breathiness, and then gradually crescendoing. You're going to feel your mechanism when you really let this happen transition as ligaments move to bring your voice into a thicker position for your loud singing. That is the whole point. You don't want to skip over it. You don't want to flick it like a light switch. For me, it's easier to go louder, so you'll hear my voice flip a little bit when I go back to softer. And I'm intentionally putting this out on the internet, and that's not a beautiful sound, right? I'm letting you guys see it raw and unadorned, and it's not beautiful singing, so you can hear the mechanism. Anyway, I hope that helps. Keep writing me, guys. We're going to do it next time with a little bit more information about specifically that R&B rock high quality that's so exciting to listen to. Until then, keep singing. I'm Genie Gagne.